Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks for watching that earwax removal video today. So this patient's come through with this very dry, crumbly type of earwax here. And you can see there's a lot of dry skin flakes around the entrance to the canal, which is more common with obviously these drier types of wax, because if you're not producing as much oil, the skin doesn't get quite as moisturized and the wax does tend to be a lot drier as well. So you can see I've got the standard size Zollner tube in here, but just trying to get a little bit of dry skin off the outside part of the ear canal, it was just tough as old boots, so it wasn't going to come away. So I've decided we're going to use the Jobson Horn here. Now this is quite good sometimes for these more crumbly type wax, especially where you just saw there was a little gap above that blockage of wax there. So we can sometimes get that Jobson Horn just over the top. The ear canal itself isn't the widest, so it is quite narrow. And what I'm trying to do is tidy up the outside part of the ear canal first, because obviously if we're going to draw this down the canal and we've got these lifts of dry skin on the outside part of the ear, it's going to stop that wax from coming out. So we're just going in, just tidying up around the outside edge. There's that little gap you can see there to the top left corner. So we're just going to nip over the top and let's see if we can roll this wax forward. Sometimes it'll hold together enough that it'll just all kind of tumble down the canal, like a kind of Indiana Jones ball rolling down the front. But what you can see is as we try and move this over, it's actually just starting to crumble off around the outside edge. So we're going to use the Jobson Horn probably most of the way through this wax removal today, just a little bit easier, just to break this down. You can see it, tiny little pieces coming away. There we are, just nipping over the top again to get this next section. And it's all just falling to pieces now. As we're taking this away, all these little tiny bits all just crumbling away from the outside edge. Got a much bigger chunk coming away there. And we're just getting a little bit of dry skin from the top of the canal. You can see those flakes there. They do tend to hold on really tightly to the outer part of the ear canal, these flakes of dry skin. She dropped a little bit there into the bowl of the ear. So let's go and get this next bit. There we are. And you can see there's a little gap just at the top. It's got snagged. The Jobson just got snagged with a little bit of dry skin there. We're just dropping over the top now and drawing this down. There we go. And let's see if we can lift that up. You can see that big plug now is starting to really come apart. We're just starting to get it breaking away a little bit more here. Now we're able to get behind it just a little bit more effectively. Now this ear canal has a very sort of narrow pinch point at the base of the canal here. So we're having to kind of draw this through, but a lot of it's getting snagged into that little pinch point there. So I'm having to kind of dig into that a little bit. And especially if there's some dry skin flakes there as well, you have to pull quite hard to get those out. There we go. And you can now just start to see we're getting behind it. You can actually, the base of the wax, and actually, or the back end of the wax, I should say, started to flick up as well. So we're starting to break this away a lot better. You can see the color variations in here, where you've got the drier patches, the older bits of wax coming through. And now we're really starting to open this ear canal out. There we go. Oops. Just fell off the edge. They're not the easiest to hold on. With suction, it's easy because the suction holds on to it. They're not always the easiest to pick up for the bowl of the ear, these. Big chunky bit of wax there, though. Look at that kind of golden color there. So we're clear, but if you can see, or you'll see it probably just in a second, just past, there we are, you can see there's a piece of wax very deep in the ear canal, right on top of the eardrum. So we're going to have to use the suction to get that last little bit away there. But before we do that, we're just going to carry on clearing this front entrance. And this last little bit, you can really see that, how deep that piece of wax is right against the eardrum there, really deep. And you can see the redness to the canal wall there, and you get that with these drier ear canals as well. But also if you've had this harder bit of wax down there, it is going to irritate that bit of skin. So I'm trying to peel, there we are, this skin debris from around the outside edge, because if we can get a good grip on that dry piece of wax deeper in, we'll be able to draw that all the way down. But if we draw it down and it hits that skin, it's just going to lodge there and get stuck there. So if we can get rid of that first, now I've got rid of as much as I can. Now I'm going to need to lift this slightly There we are, and then draw it down, and we're going to keep it all, there we go, keep it all in one piece. We're going to draw this down. You'll see this as we come away. I'm trying to be more conscious of keeping the wax I'm taking away on the outer bit of the ear if I can for you guys, because I know it's sometimes I'm really quick in that it just, you miss those bits. But now we've got these little kind of flaps of dry skin all over the place here. So sometimes we can use suction for those. They're a little bit flat to get the Jobson horn under. You'd have to work at such a strange angle to get it up and underneath there. So sometimes if you just pull them down a little bit with a suction first, you can go in with a crocodile forceps and just grab those. So getting the bigger pieces away. There we go. You can see that little straggly bit sticking off from the left-hand side. So the forceps are going to come into play now. Just going to grab those little bits. I always warn the patient I might accidentally grab some of the cilia where they go in. It's always hard to try and just grab the skin without grabbing the cilia. I'm using the bottom jaw of the forceps just underneath that leading edge of that skin, just to lift a little bit further away so I can get that good clamp on there with the jaws. And this top section, let's see if we can just grab that. There we go. You can see how it, when you pull, you can see how firmly attached it is to the canal wall. Actually start to see the side of the canal wall pulling down. There's the eardrum there, looking nice and healthy. You can see a lot of redness and dryness there around that eardrum as well. So this is what we moved. So it was, remember this is just one ear. So we've got 4.5 centimeters, 1.75 inches worth of very dry, crumbly wax from one ear canal there. So such a large amount. And there's some quite chunky old pieces in there as well. Lots of little smaller debris bits, but some quite big old chunky pieces as well. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I did voicing it over. Don't forget, there won't be any videos next week. I just don't have time to edit them in. I'm really sorry before I went off. So bear with us now. No videos next week, but definitely the week after, back to normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So as always, goodness me, I'll put my teeth in now. As always guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. I'll see you again real soon. Bye everyone.